Hello, welcome back to Sun.
Plus One.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Cheryl. And today we're in Penn Argyl. We're at the Plainfield Township Recreational Trail. And we're going to finish up this trail. It's going to be about 7 miles there and back.
That's going to be a long hike.
It's going to be a breeze.
Yeah, for the Energizer Bunny back there. I'm going to take a hike and she's going to take a hop. All right, let's go.
Well, as you can see, this path starts out a little more in the woods than the other side. And remember, when we did the first half of this path, we started in Stockertown, about 7 miles away. And we went halfway to the 3.5 mile mark. And we turned around. So now we started on the Penn Argyl, the other trailhead, at the other side. And we're going to go halfway to the 3.5 mile mark and then turn around. So this side, the Penn Argyl side, is just a little more wooded and feels more like you're just in nature. And here's the marker, 6.75 miles. And like I said, we're only going halfway because we went halfway in the previous tape. And if you didn't see the previous hike at the Stockertown trailhead, I'll try to link it below in the description. If I remember, of course. And like I said, this trail is definitely just more wooded on this side. I'm sure it's going to open up and resemble the trailhead to the other side as soon as we get up here a ways. Look at how big these mullein plants get. And usually the top, point to the top there, Chris, those flowers turn yellow, but they haven't turned yellow yet right now. But that's taller than Chris.
Yep.
And again, there's feathers everywhere in front of us. And yet again more. And when we started out in the Stockertown side, it was more flat. This side, on the Penn Argyl side, it's definitely a little more hilly. And here's just a view from what we see right now. Somebody must be camping in the woods, because there's a tent. And there's a better look at it. And I don't know what this is. Let's go up and take a look. Bunch of rocks. Well, this is slate, I believe. Yep. I believe it's slate. We are in the slate belt. Huh. Look how they're just piled up there. Big chunks of it.
This is slate.
Yeah, I believe it is. And then right next to all those big blocks of slate, they have this fence. Going down this side for a while. Of course, some of it's knocked down.
Boy, she just keeps going and going. And going and going and going. And going and going and going.
Now this is our scenery from here. We're still in the woods. Oh, I thought the screeching stopped, but it didn't. I don't know if they're doing that because we're in their territory or for some other reason. You hear those sounds? What kind of bird is that? Well, I know what kind that is. Very noisy in here. Over a mile in, and we're still hearing this. This trail would definitely be interesting sometime in the fall when it's, you know, it's not sunny out, it's overcast, maybe foggy out. This would make for some trail then. Stay tuned, because that's what we'll do. I don't know if this is showing up on video, but there's some massive spider webs in there. And then right over here is another little trickle of water. Boy. Well, that dog certainly got a little bath. That's pretty deep right there where that runoff is. And listen to that bird again.
What is that?
There are definitely some strange sounds. We're definitely coming back in the fall. On a nice day that's foggy. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Two miles in. These birds sure are making a lot of sounds. And they don't sound like happy sounds. And I think when we come back in the fall, we're going to go off path and we're going to check some of this out in here. And again, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but we got these gigantic spider webs that span about 6 feet long at least, all through here. Now I know this is just a small stream, but you can hear the trickle of this water as you're walking. It's very peaceful, especially the sound of all those crows going away. For now.
I think those birds were all squawking because they got nests around here, you know?
Yeah, they were telling us to get out, Chris?
Yep.
I think so too. That's what other bird watchers have told us in the past, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same for this. Well, we'll see on the way back if they start squawking.
We will.
This is really quite peaceful. A little bit strange, but quite peaceful. There's a path off the path, and it's going up there. Looks like a bunch of slate again. Let's go check that out. All right, just climbed up here. Let's check that out. This was some kind of something because there's anchor bolts up there. That was definitely some kind of something. A lot of brush over there though. And then over here, we have this too. And partially something over here. So there was definitely something up here at one time. What exactly? I don't know. And there's that thing with the anchor bolts. Some kind of structure of some type was up here at one time. All right, let's climb down without falling. Chris, I'm coming. Yeah, that's where we were just now. Or where I was. Chris stayed at the bottom, but... And then over here, it's like a wall made out of the slate too. Interesting. I'm definitely coming back in the fall because the foliage will be gone. And I can see more what's going on up there once I get up there again. Here's a better video of like, it's like a wall of some type. We will definitely find out what that is in the fall when it's more accessible once I get up there. The brush will be gone because there was a lot of poison ivy up there too. This is definitely pretty right here. Very scenic. Oh look, we're coming to our first road crossing. Well, guess what? When we come back in the fall, we're going to have to make sure we wear brighter colors. Well, now we're walking on pavement. So it's still in nature. It's just not a dirt trail no more. Now it's paved. I kind of like that area back there though. Is that another remnant of a building back there? Yeah, this will be really nice to come explore in the fall. When all the foliage is down, you can see a lot better. Now we're coming up on this bridge, and I think this is the Little Bushkill Creek.
Yeah, I think that is a Little Bushkill Creek.
Yep, I think we're right. Deja vu. Where have I seen this before? More no-nos.
Well, I wonder what that old fence is for.
I don't know, but it does look pretty old.
Yeah.
Maybe it was somebody's property or yard at one time.
Looks like it.
Maybe they had horses or cows or something there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we started back there at mile marker 6.75, almost 7 miles, and we're at 5 miles. So we have another 1.5 miles to go to be where we were, where we left off in the first video on the Plainfield Township Recreational Trail. So, let me keep hopping. Chris, you tired yet?
Nope, if you can hop, I can hop too.
Oh, good boy. What am I saying, boy? I mean, good man. Mothers, we're silly. And right up ahead, I see our first, no, that's our second, right? Road crossing. And a lot more people. Yep, our second road crossing. Is that enough wood for a winter? Very beautiful. He's looking for breakfast or lunch. And I think he found it. Now see down this far, this is what our view looks like on this side. Residential on the one side, and wooded on the other. Guess what's coming up? Here we are, the third road crossing.
Hey, is that a still?
I don't know, Chris, but that does look like a still. But I believe you're legally allowed to make so much for yourself. You just can't sell it, I think. I'm not really sure, but that does look like a still. 1 more mile. All in all, this path has been very cool. I mean, it's hot. It's in the upper 80s, but it don't feel like it. It feels about 20 degrees cooler because most of this path is in the shade. Now, when we get into the sunny spots, which are far and few between, then it gets really hot. I'm losing track, but I think this is our 4th road crossing. Yeah, the 4th. Oh, and look it. I am so excited. There's a little turnoff here. And you know why I'm so excited? Because there's a little bathroom up there. And a couple plaques of exploring this corridor from rails to trails. It's the historic Plainfield Township. And I'm going to go up to this. And if you want, you can stop and read it. In this little area, in this rest area, is at the Nittners Hill Road. Yeah, I'm so happy I didn't even know this existed because we didn't go down this far last time. But now I know. This is great. It's a cute little area, really cute to sit and bring your lunch. And it's really shaded and cool. And I absolutely, absolutely love this. I love when places have things marked so you know where you're going or how long it's going to take you to get there. All right, let's cross this road. Well, we're coming up to another bridge. A two-sided bridge. Huh, let's see that when we get up to it. Yep, two sides. One this side, one this side. Let's go over here. Look at the creek. Oh, and there's a nice bench right here to sit. Right in the middle. So let's sit a minute. And let's see what it looks like when you sit. Just a little trickle of water. Very pretty. Very peaceful.
And there she goes, just playing around as usual. She don't fall in. Oh, there's fish down there?
Another half a mile till we are exactly where we were when we left off in the last video. Another quarter of a mile. And this place has got a nice little country place right here on the path. And right off the path here, doesn't this look like old railroad ties? And some more, I think, right here. That's been partially covered up, obviously. Now, I definitely lost count. I don't know if this is the 5th or the 6th road crossing. A bird sitting on a fence. And a dog barking in the background. Oh. Well, look where we are at mile marker 3.5 miles. Right exactly where we were when we left off in the first video we had about the Plainfield Township Recreational Center. Now we can turn around. How do you feel, Chris?
Thank God we're going around. Thank heaven.
Ah, it wasn't too bad, was it?
I don't know.
But we're going to keep taping on the way back because we might see a few other things. But a nice ornamental windmill. And I didn't see this before, and that's because I wasn't looking in that direction because I'm on my way back. But here's another remnants of this old rock wall built into this bank. That was something from a while ago. There's always different things that you see on the way back because you weren't looking in that direction.
See me sweating and she just keeps going and going. Boy, like I said, Energizer Bunny.
And this is a really good area to do earthing or grounding where you're connecting with the earth. You're grounding, you're taking the earth's energy and you're putting it into your body, and it helps in so many different ways with your health and just your overall well-being and spirituality. So whenever you can, just practice earthing or grounding. Whenever you can, just take your shoes off and walk on the bare ground. Not on the pavement, on the bare ground or concrete. Nothing that's man-made, just natural substances.
I think she's got a dog pee at the bottom of her feet now.
Oh, Chris, stop it. Good afternoon, beautiful flowers, because it's afternoon now. And good morning, dog. All these old posts, they look like telephone poles, really, that we've been seeing through this whole trail. Now that I think about it, these are from the old rail trail. That's what they're from. This is a pretty view from this side of the creek. And Chris decided to venture down a little bit. See, I told you, Chris, you could do 7 miles.
Boy, that was rough.
No, come on, Chris. We're going to shoot for 10 next time. On the way back, I looked at this board again, and it's pretty interesting because I didn't really read it the first time. But the local area surrounding this section of the recreational trail contains several buildings and sites of historical significance marked on this display. The oldest sites shown here can be traced back to the mid-1700s. This includes a church, a cemetery, a blockhouse, fort in use during the French and Indian War, and a nearby farmhouse owned by Adam Dietz, a German during that time period. This house is believed to have been a tavern before the war. Later years brought the existence of other farmhouses, buildings, and even a railroad constructed throughout the 1800s. Now this part is what I found really interesting, the blockhouse. The years of the French and Indian War created fear in the lives of the frontier settlers due to Native American raids of colonial families. On September 15, 1757, a farmhouse about 2 miles northeast of here experienced one of these raids. Members of the Keller family occupied the farm were kidnapped. Maria Keller and her 2 young sons were taken to Canada, and her 16-year-old son was scalped and left dead. This event is known locally as the Keller Massacre. In response to the massacre, a blockhouse was built protecting the area of Plainfield and the sheltering local families for the next year. The location of the blockhouse is thought to be about 300 yards southeast of this marker, in the meadow across the field from the Heitzman farm. The settlers used the blockhouse through 1758, and it remained for some time. Logs from the blockhouse are believed to have been used in the foundation of the original Heitzman farm house. Very interesting. And I guess this is the house. Well, that's Adam Dietz's house. That's the Keller homestead. And this is about this house. Adam Dietz bought this land. As early as 1745, it is believed to have been Dietz Tavern and was turned into a barracks for soldiers protecting the area during the French and Indian War. It was part of a larger series of forts across Pennsylvania at the time. A 1758 inspection written by Colonel James Byrd was recorded. German settlers of the area are buried here with gravestones dating back to the mid-1700s. Very interesting board. And that's another reason we're coming back in the fall, to see if we can find any remnants on either side of this path all the way down of the things that we just read on that board and that's happened in the past. But when this foliage is all gone, things will be much easier to find. Just an old milk jug sitting on the side. We're getting closer to that 6.7 miles on the way back. It's getting a little hot now. Well, we're back to the spooky forest section again. Let's hear if the birds are going to make that ruckus again.
Well, she's not going to get that lucky forever.
And they're back. It's a weird bird sound. Listen, it's all back. I actually think it's because we're passing through. Do you hear it? There's some to the right of me and some to the left. Different sounds, different birds. And it's getting louder. Here, it gets louder. Boy, they don't really like us here. I also hear some woodpeckers. Another half a mile of this lovely sound. It actually feels like you're in a jungle. And this was an old something too. I don't know how deep it went because there's so much brush in it. I don't know, maybe an old well, I don't know. Well, we made it back, practically 7 miles. A little bit tired and sweaty. Well, we're right back in the same spot as where we started, and we really hope you liked joining us on this trail. And if you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.
Aren't you tired? Turn around. Where's your battery pack?